First, I'm gonna start with the Dame Dash Killer Cam feud. And one thing I learned about the niggas from Harlem, them niggas like to ride each other and they joke hard at each other. But sometimes motherfuckers can take shit too hard or take it too far.
But yeah, you gotta take the blame for that.
That's what I was about to say. You just said there's no point of return, so there's really no need of me asking you. You know, you felt you did nothing wrong in this whole situation, right?
Absolutely not, because it isn't like me and Dame haven't had disputes before. We've had disputes. It's been times, in one of the interviews, you'd be like, I know Cam, he'll duck me for 3-4 years. It ain't been 3-4 years, but, you know, I'll take a few months off, maybe a year or two from Dame and just not speak to him. But nobody ever knew that. Nobody ever knew that. When me and Dame, not saying our relationship been perfect from beginning to end, when we got problems, you never heard no problems from me, because all I did was just not pick the phone up. I didn't run to the internet. But he kept going on and on and on. And then on top of that, all I said was, I bet, you want to talk about honor up, I didn't support it? I said, all right, cool, honor up, I don't like it. Then this whole avalanche came of trying to defame my character, trying to diss me, everything else. I would have been cool, it would have been cool for me if he would have been like, nigga, all your movies is whack. Nigga, some of the shit he said, nigga, you ain't have no hit record since you stopped fucking with me, which is not true. But anyway, I would have been cool with that. You know when the shit got personal for me? Is when he was like, Cam ain't confrontational, this, that, third. So-and-so punched him in his face. I'm like, damn, you too? That's what you want? Niggas bring up all this shit with me. Niggas talk about my victories. They talk about 2-3 things, 2 to 3 hours I took in my life. And I don't got no problem with that. That's cool. It come with the game. I'm straight.
So to speak. So we're going to get with Dame, what he said about Cam. First, it kind of started like a little back and forth. And then, Dame was going on interviews talking about, shit in the past.
I saw Snoop Dogg on your show, and he said, what's my motherfucking name? And you sang the girl part. You said, pause. Snoop Doggy Dogg. If no one changed you around,
what's my motherfucking name?
Snoop Doggy Dogg.
If no one changed you around for that, then that's not Harlem shit. And if you get mad at the jokes, that's not fair, bro. Stay Harlem about it. If you want to do shit like that.
Cam, Jay, and Biggs, until Aunt told me, and now you confirming it. But it didn't start no tension. That's a good thing. Because Cam, he signed to Rockefeller. So, Jay, he had to be a fan. He signed off on it.
Nah, Jay never respected Cam at all. Yeah, remember, he knew him when he was young. That's why he was so offended, because he was a little nigga to him. To Jay, Cam was a little nigga. And Cam even said he little nigga every time he saw him. Pause. You see, he called him an earner. I was like, this is fucking funny, man. Because I was trying to squash the beef, and he's like, all right, just tell him. I was saying, he makes money for us. Like, how could you be mad? You just got to. She's like, okay. So he goes on the radio. Oh, he's a good earner. And Cam was hot. I was kind of laughing because he was a good earner. Yeah, you're a good earner. Cameo.
Yes,
you were a good earner.
You grown.
But you fucked up on purpose, and then you gonna fuck with my kids. So
get older.
Can't be mad at him. You tried.
You gotta let that shit go. Like him and Jay.
That's what we.
Look here, you got paid your split of the money. We are so Rockefeller.
When someone does that, when someone
like you bringing up old shit.
I ain't gonna say who, because I don't want to get into
cautionary stories. So now it's a back and forth thing, and Cam got the little this video on you with your teeth missing. Which I thought this shit was clowny, That's some petty shit I would do. So motherfucker, if I'm mad or whatever, but it's still all love. And when I watched the pod talk with Flea, when he was talking to Sin City, and Sin City asked him, he said, is this the end for you and Dame? Is there's no coming back? He said, there's no coming back. And it's all stemming from an interview Dame did with the Breakfast Club, where another guy he referenced named Larry, which Larry's wife, she's going through some medical issues or whatever. And Dame had brought that up on the Breakfast Club. And like Cam said, some shit he was doing, they would call people chatty patties. He's doing the same shit. My thing is, all that bullshit you gotta leave in the past. Niggas, when you get over 40 and shit, you gotta leave that shit in the past. And I had issues with people that I left that shit in the past. Once you get older, you get wiser. And it just shows you in the music business, it's like money fucks up everything.